Coach, I know there's no magic bullet here, but I mean, how do you get out of the funk that this club is in? Is it just keeping your head down and working hard?
Yeah, I guess we're continuing to get better every day. We continue to push. We continue to do the little things right. I thought tonight, in probably the first game and probably the last three, we had some pushback actually, where we wanted to tilt the ice. Like Cooper stepped up, Halsey stepped up. We stepped up with a little bit of physicality to push back to try and change some of the momentum, and that's a positive sign. That's a sign of caring and wanting to try and make a difference or impact the game. So that's a huge positive. But I think it's just we have to continue to strive and push for more. Like it's not easy to win here, and when you have a group that right now we're struggling to score, we've got to manufacture more chances. I thought Deuce gets a penalty shot, and I thought he had the goalie out, but he made a good save. We get a couple in tight rebounds that we can't get up top. He made some huge saves, and we have to find a way to get one behind the net. And then it just felt like tonight they needed two chances or one chance, and it ended up in the back of our net from something. So when you're kind of spinning in the mud like we are right now, you've got to dig deeper and pull together as a group, and instead of maybe one or two passengers on the bus, we need all 20 guys kind of playing with that kind of emotion and that kind of passion. So it's nice to see Coop and Halsey do that. It's nice to see some of our other guys step up. We just need more of it now.
And as far as the power play is concerned, 0 for 6 again tonight. I think it's like 1 for 25 or what have you in the last 3 or 4 games. Is that the same thing, kind of head down and sort of keep at it?
That's a little... Yeah, in a way, I think that's a little bit. I think if we're honest with each other and we look at it, when we get opportunities to make the play, we don't make that play, or someone gets an opportunity for a shot, it gets blocked, or it hits a stick, or he's open and the pass is a little bit in his feet and the execution isn't there. So that's what has to change. Like you look at power play as a privilege to be on it, and if you're on it, you have to find ways to execute. And we have the plays we want to run. We have a way we want to break down a penalty kill. But, if we make a soft pass and it gets picked off, or we don't make the right read, that's just some concentration. That's just some intensity. And, then that starts to creep into your 5-on-5 game because you lose momentum. You don't get any momentum from the power play. And, I thought, at times the plays were there that we wanted to make, but we just didn't see it or didn't make the read. And I don't know if it's us gripping sticks, which is probably a little bit of it, right? It's not like those kids don't care. They care so much, and they want to win so bad, and they get frustrated when things don't go their way. And it's just a matter of we got to learn to take a deep breath and then just refocus when you go out. And when you get your shot, it's like basketball. When you get your shot, you shoot your shot, right? And then if it's not there, then you make the next play after that. And it's something that we've worked on continually, and now, we're lucky that Dusty's on board now to help us kind of, maybe some fresh ideas on how to change some stuff. Maybe some personnel has to change. We'll look at everything, but it is a definite issue that we're going to have to address real quick.
And it's been an eventful week or an eventful couple of days as far as your coaching staff is concerned. With the addition of Dustin announced today, talk to us a little bit about your relationship, how you sort of know Dustin and what he'll bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Dusty for a while now from Sarnia, and back in the lockout when I was still playing, we were looking for some ex-NHLers or guys that were locked out to come over and play, and I was lucky enough to bring him over to Croatia and play with me, and we formed a real good relationship that has continued on through the summers when we come back here. And it's we're pretty lucky to have a guy like Hales who's fresh out of the game, played some tons of NHL games. Dusty's been all over the world and a whole bunch of different systems, and he brings an offensive mind to it. And maybe he lacks a little coaching experience, but sometimes the best experience is playing. Right, and coming fresh off of playing, and he understands positions and he understands what it's like out there. And when the game gets tight and the game gets fast, he can make those reads. So I think our young guys are going to benefit a whole bunch from from getting to know him and have him out on the ice working on some little things, and it just helps maybe with a little bit of that soft skill or that soft execution that we need around the net, and that's the stuff that hopefully he'll bring for us.
Duncan Schneider coming over from Kingston. The fans got to see him for the first time in a Sting uniform tonight. What do you like about his game, and what can you tell us about him?
Yeah, it's always tough coming in with having one practice and coming from one system playing another one. But I love his physicality. He's got a good stick off the rush, moves very well for a big guy, and he brings some of that presence at the back. Right, he's played 80 plus games in this league, and our back end needs some veteran leadership a little bit. Like you got some young guys like Barzy and Huey, and O'Mary hasn't played a whole lot of OHL games. Mitch Young hasn't played a whole lot of OHL games. We're young back there, and we knew that, and we knew we were going to get exposed some nights, just from our youth. And I had mentioned it earlier, we weren't going to shelter them very much, and I thought tonight was one of the better nights they had. I thought Huey played real well. He was using his feet to get open. And I think Schneids will be just fine coming in once he gets to understand where we want to be on the ice, how we want to move pucks, how we want to close in the D zone. It'll take some of that hesitation out of his game, and he'll be able to close hard and be physical and pin guys and kill the other team's cycle, which is what we want to do. So looking forward to getting some practice time with him. I mean, we've had a real busy schedule. So there's no, right, sometimes that's the best, but when you're struggling a little bit, sometimes you want a few days just to kind of take a deep breath and work on a few things. But we got a big one coming up against Flint, and then we'll get some time to work on a few things. But we need to. It feels like you almost need to play a perfect game to get out of this, right, or get that perfect effort. And we were close at times tonight, but again, we fall short.
I apologize, this has been answered already. I'm having trouble hearing some of it, but you're going up against a team that scored 12 goals last night, and you basically held them without a shot for nearly an entire period, from midway through the first to midway through the second. What would you like to say about the way the guys were playing defensively tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They've got potentially 3 kids that are going to play in the World Juniors this year, and they've got lots of skill up front, and Carter George is a great goalie. He made some huge saves for them tonight. And I thought moments of that second period, obviously I didn't love our start. I thought we were okay, but we came out in the second, and I talked about that urgency. We were playing on our toes, and our D were setting the tempo by turning pucks up quick, and our forwards were moving, and I thought we hemmed them in quite a bit, and they had to flip a few pucks, and I thought, I think we held them to whatever you said for the shots, and I thought we tilted the ice a little bit, but again, we couldn't find the back of the net. But so I mean, I don't know if the score indicated how I felt the game went, but at the end of the day, it's we didn't get any points, and they ended up taking points home. But that's what we have to play in. We have to consistently play with that tempo, with that intensity for 60. You can't play for 55. You can't play for 58. You can't play for 30. That's what we've got to get to it. We've got to understand. We've got to stick with it. Whether it's 1-1, 1-0, 0-0, just comfortable playing the game that's in front of us.